Yeah, thank you so much for recognizing this call, choosing to be here, choosing to connect in the spirit of community, choosing to return to your center, to nourish your soul so you can go out there to your community, to your family, to your dreams, to your projects with renewed strength, with renewed alignment, right? With renewed um, remembrance of who you are, who you serve, how you serve, what's your vibration. And if you and I meet for the very first time, even though I recognize a lot of souls, a lot of people who've been connecting with me through my work, but maybe there's going to be one or two or three who are brand new. My name is Katerina. I love hosting transformational gatherings such as webinars. I mentor, teach, offer energy, spiritual healing. My life is dedicated to the sacred feminine. I'm a spiritual entrepreneur, and I live in California, which is usually sunny, but February is the month of the winter. So we have the rain and the contemplated weather. Originally, I am from Russia. I came to this country guided by the vision of my soul. And I came to America because deeply intuitively I knew my country of origin will not be able to take the leap of consciousness that I needed to be in to unfold my potential. So I held a very strong prayer to the universe to be guided to my true path, to the path of my destiny. And I had a vision, I had this prophetic vision as a child that there was a particular task for me to fulfill, to finish. There was this direction that my soul was being asked to follow. And I was following that, the deep guidance. And, my entire life is living by faith and moving forward, even though I don't feel fully resourced or I don't see the fullness of the path. But what I found through my journey, the resources would show up in response to me following the soul. And then the doors would open in response to me choosing alignment versus fear. And these messengers would come up, these angels in human form come up and give me another piece of information, a learning, or wisdom. So the path was unfolding like that, not here's the path, here's what you're destined to do. No, a deep calling of the soul and following the energy, following the pulse. So this is what I do now. My work is in three major arenas: healing, energy healing, shamanic healing, Egyptian healing, mysticism. If you're around me, we're gonna dive deep into some mystical conversations. Just can't avoid it. And entrepreneurship, right? And entrepreneurship is what I find was my ticket to the number one thing that I wanted is financial freedom and sovereignty. So they all fused together. And in today's energy work, I felt guided to specifically share with you the healing, the education, and the tools that can support your sensitivity. I have found that my tribe are a reflection of me, right? So we are alike. That's why we're in resonance. We are old souls, we're mystics, we're light workers, we're impact driven beings. And every year we become more and more energetically sensitive. And it's actually our superpower because if you find yourself becoming more energetically sensitive, it means that you're becoming more fit to serve planetary ascension. Your higher self is fine tuning your antenna So you are able to hear the collective, your collective, the community around you, and how you can be of service and support to the community around you, or global community, right? Since we're connected through the internets. So I'd like to start with really looking differently at our sensitivity. If we don't feel anything, right? Remember those chapters in life where we did not feel anything? Do you remember that chapter? And it gives you this very false sense of safety. You're numb inside. You feel nothing. That was before the soul was awakened. That was before you raised your hand and said, I choose to awaken my potential and to remember who I am. So the life of not feeling anything and having this shield, this mental barrier, that was before the awakening. The more we awaken and the more we open up our spiritual gifts, our sensitivity dial will continue to go up. And if we don't know how to manage that, to see it as a superpower and not to see it as a burden, what happens, we become really scattered and spaced out and easily knocked off center. And the faster transformative energies on the planet are happening, the more important it is for us to have conversations like this with each other. So you know you're not the only one who feels scattered, stretched, overwhelmed, doubting your magic, feeling constricted, right? You're not the only one. It's a collective wave moving. And you're the one who is feeling it because you're actually daring to feel things instead of suppressing them. Everybody is with me on this topic so far? Do you resonate? Do you find this to be something that's happening? Yeah? Yeah, me too. Me too. And today I'm wearing black for you, right? Usually I like to wear white, but today black is the color of magic, color of the earth, color of roots. So today I was like, I'm wearing black. Let me show you this outfit, this black outfit for you. A little bit of humor. We got to remember that this is all divine comedy, right? Divine comedy. So, my darlings, I wanted to share this with you because we got to remember that we were the volunteers, right? We couldn't wait to incarnate to this planet because we knew the most exciting adventure is happening right now on the planet Earth. But what tends to happen for us, star seeds, light workers, mystical souls, we feel at home in higher dimensions, yes or no? We feel at home in higher dimensions. So what tends to happen, this was a big breakthrough for me that I just discovered recently, that if we spend a lot of time in higher dimensions and we don't find a way to anchor those dimensions into our body, into this physical reality, our energy is kind of like scattered in the stars in a way. So by the time comes for us to do our work, to finish that project, to finish that book, to pick up the call, to pick up the phone, make somebody an offer to work with you, we don't have the energy because it's just scattered in the stars or scattered in the past or in the future, right? So right now, just shifted dimensions. So how do we bring our energy back into the here and now? Bring the energy here and now. So we're rooted, we're anchored, we're connected, and that's where we receive the support and clarity to move forward. So a big part of this healing will be to remember together how powerful grounding is. The metaphor I just learned, imagine if you have electricity, but you don't have the wiring to ground the electricity. So when we ground, it's like having a wiring in the house for the electricity to go somewhere. So today we're going to ground together in a new way. We're going to check. I'm going to share with you a tool how to check your level of grounding. And, I start having these symptoms of energetic misbalance just this last week. I have a friend who is in a very rapid transition, fighting aggressive cancer, an old friend, only 53 years old, a young father, a 1-year-old son, got diagnosed on Thanksgiving and whoo, just like whoo, just coming out. And I remember I went to see him in the hospital and I got super destabilized energetically. I did not ground. I brought my healing energy, I served, I was on service, I brought all the different beings. But I was driving back and I couldn't like find my way back home. I kept missing exits. My mind was scattered. I wasn't fully together after that experience. And that's how ungrounded energy feels. You keep making mistakes, or you struggle to make decisions. There is fog and confusion in the mind. You don't feel collected, right? So imagine things like this will happen. A friend is choosing to leave the reality. Many souls are leaving the planet right now. We have the political interesting movie going on, right? We have economical changes. And all of this can knock you out of your center. But you did not come here for that, right? You came here to know that you're going to meet messengers who will remind you how to get back into your center, get back into your power. So honoring your sensitivity, because not only your task as a light worker, my task as a light worker, to hold the vibration, coherent vibration, open up our antenna so you receive communication from the cosmos, guidance for you, support for you from your guides as well. You also have an opportunity, all of us have an opportunity to be a channel right now, to be a channel of energy, a channel of love, a channel of wisdom. And something that I'm going to share with you was a huge revelation for me, I just received a few days ago. I had an off day. The day was turbulent, bumpy. I just kept going to my altar. I think I wrote about this in my email where I invited you to come to this clearing. I felt confused AF. I was like a light worker disconnected from my electricity. I was like, what is the point? I can serve in 5, 10 different ways. Can you all give me clarity? How can I serve right now? And my guides told me, just go lay down on your biomat and start practicing energy alchemy. And for 2 hours, I was doing energy alchemy that I'll share with you today. But while I was doing energy alchemy and feeling all the insecurities and an inadequacy of living in a human suit right now, and the turbulence and all that's going on, I start receiving information after I calmed my mind, gathered my energy that was very scattered all over different places and spaces. I gathered the energy, came back to coherence, start breathing, feeling my heart pulse again. Okay, I'm back. I remember who I am. I remember my power. Oh, I remember my magic. Oh, okay, right? Then I start hearing communication and receiving information from the guides, from my guides. And they were saying, in order for you to become or to be an effective channel, you got to understand that you will be moving through the waves of the collective together with the collective. So you can translate with divine precision what the collective is going through and how to empathically relate to them, to all of us, and give them tools and techniques and support and energy and love that they need. What? For me, that was a huge revelation. So, my dear ones, let's not wait for these waves to disappear. if we're here to serve, we're here to serve with our vibration, with our empathic leadership, right? Old souls, sensitive souls. So maybe my share can remind you that it's not about never feeling these waves, but it's about being empowered and maintaining your perspective when you are in the thing. Oh, I am in the thing. What do I need? What can remind me of my power? What can remind me of my magic? What do I need right now? Yeah. So, really, really powerful, huge epiphany. And then once you receive that information while you're moving through the field, you receive that information of how you can hold the light for the planet for yourself. Boom, you go to a next level of vibration. That's how alchemy works. Alchemy is the art of raising vibration. So I wanted to share these huge discoveries with you because this year is the year of transformation. And so many people around you will be losing their minds. And I want you to be ready for it. I don't want you to lose your mind. I want you to stay steady in knowing who you are and what you came here to fulfill. What I mean by losing my mind, it's actually a good experience. Let's lose that intellect. Let's come back to the body. Let's remember our hearts. Let's lose that mind that is just gets in the way of the truth of reality. Let's lose that mind. It reminds me my time in Peru, beloved land of my heart. You go there and you drink the medicine of vachuma, cactus. And then the guides tell you, you drink this medicine, it will cut off your head. Right? It's a good thing. It's a good feeling because we gotta lose that as that noisy intellect that hijacks our ability to stay clear and steady, focused on love and expansion. So how do we find clarity? First is opening up this honest, authentic talk with each other. So you know you're not the only one in New Zealand, in Australia, in England, in Austria, who is going through a crunchy time, right? It's a collective experience. And you're feeling it directly because you are daring to feel. And you right? So that's the first something that I wanted to share with you. And then the second thing, my dear ones, when people around you are gonna go through deep soul searching this year, count my word for this. Now it's February. I'm always curious to see at the end of the year. We'll be like, yeah, that was a massive soul searching this year. You can be the guiding light for others. You can be the living temple of authenticity and serenity. You can offer energy tools. You can be the one who gathers others for recalibration. You can be the one who says, I'm ready to serve. I was born for this. I was trained for this in my own unique way. Right? So let's see. Got some notes over here. And then okay, so today we're going to work specifically on one energy center that gives us a sense of trust in life and trust in ourselves. And when that energy is clogged or um or on, yeah, I would say clogged or filled with debris, we don't feel trust in life and we don't feel trust in ourselves. And then, when that happens and you're going through that experience, you can't really think clearly and you don't see your opportunity because you are in that survival level of vibration, right? So when we do the energy work, the process of energy work, and I'm working on the presentation, it's not complete yet, but I do want to show you a couple of slides. So I wanted to show you 1 second, something that is really cool. Again, it's still in the work. No, it's not here. 1 second. I wanted to show you something cool. Okay, who knows this guy? Joe Dispenza, the one who just found the language to explain mysticism in the way in the science, right? So Joe Dispenza says, change your energy and change your life. Change your energy and change your life. Oh my goodness. My version of it is your frequency determines your reality. Healing requires a change in energy. So when something is off and something is not moving or working or feeling stuck, right? We don't push harder. We say, I gotta do the energy work. I gotta change my energy. I gotta practice my energy alchemy. I'm gonna address that. And I also love the conversation of dimensions, right? So when we feel fear, panic, inadequacy, uncertainty, we are not in fifth dimension, right? We are in 3D where we dropped into survival state. And when we're in a survival state, we don't see opportunities, we don't see our own magic. We're in the grip of that state. So, how to unfold your awareness, how to change the dial, and to go to a fifth dimension. You can't leap from 3D to fifth dimension right away. I mean, I wish I could tell you it was that easy. You got to find your way to the fourth dimension, from third to fourth, and then to fifth. And fourth dimension is the realm of energy. Fourth dimension is where you and I gather and practice a ritual together, and we visualize things. We invite support of guides. We invite color, right? Energy, emotion. What we're doing, we're making a transition from a third D to the fifth D, but we got to pass through the fourth dimension. And that's where energy work is. Another word for it is how to go from I'm afraid, I doubt my magic, I doubt my genius, I don't trust what's happening in the world, to I'm a timeless eternal being, spirit and form, neutrality. I can come to neutrality. I remember my magic. I remember who I am. I know how I serve, right? Fourth dimension. And then fifth dimension, I am unstoppable, divine, angel, warrior, spiritual badass. And look at my sparkle. Here I am, right? Because everyone sees this arc, how we gotta make that transition, my darlings. But a lot of times we have these unrealistic expectations. We just want to leap from I am stuck, I doubt myself, to I am a sparkling being of divine light. I mean, if you eat enough mushrooms, psychedelics mushrooms, you can make that leap. But if you're in an unaltered state of consciousness, you got to pass through the fourth dimension. You got to pass through that. Let me shift into the energy. Let me remember who I am. Let me remember my power. Let me practice an energy work. Let me practice a ritual. So if you've been in my recent classes last 12 months, I do not teach anything if I don't have a conversation about breath, right? I ignite everyone with the breath work and the breath practice. Why? Because breath is the fastest way to get back into the body. The fastest way to get from here, the intellect spinning the story, to I'm a powerful divine being of light. So we'll breathe together. Breath is the ruler of the mind. Becky knows. Beck knows. Becky went through my sovereign mind teaching, teacher's training. So powerful, right? How do we, breath is the ruler of the mind. So we'll practice breath work together just 5 minutes, but it will shift your state and it will help you prepare for the energy work. Then we'll go into the grounding process. Then we'll clear up that root chakra, because that's the number one thing that I see is happening collectively. People left the root chakra. There is a huge distrust of life in the collective. And that's reflected. If I don't trust life, I don't trust myself. So I'm not going to take action on my dreams. I'm not going to move forward. I'm going to freeze, or I'm going to run, or I'm going to fight, right? Whatever the trauma response we have. So we're going to strengthen that root system so you remember and reconnect with your power and with your magic and with the beauty of your soul. Sounds good? Just checking if you're still here with me. Yeah, the recording will be available. Who said that? Donna. Hi, Donna. The recording will be available. I hope you're on my email list, because I send it to my email list. All right, let's do the breath work together. It's my favorite part. And I keep finding, oh, wait a second. I keep finding the best breath work. It's like a whole variety, because I do get bored quite easy. So to find, oh, that's not it. We're gonna go here. Okay, 1 second, history. I found this really cool 5 minutes. 5 minutes mood shift.
Welcome to breath.
Okay. 5 minutes mood shift. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Shall we go on a journey? 5 minutes, darlings, just following the prompts, getting at the body before we do the energy work. I'm going to turn off my...
Breathwork beats, advanced deep breathwork session to reflect to the music. Remember
Follow
to
the
stay
music.
as relaxed as possible during the whole exercise. Sit down in a comfortable and safe position and get ready. And let's go, full to the belly. Double the tempo fully to the middle chest. One more time, double the tempo, shallow breaths to the upper chest. And let's go, full to the belly. And fully to the middle chest. And faster tempo, shallow to the upper chest. And relax. Relax for 30 seconds. Just observe the sensations in your body. ready for the second round. We start with full deep inhales to the belly. And let's go. And even faster tempo, shallow to the upper chest. Let's go. One more cycle, slower to the belly. And relax, exhale. Let's go. And full deep breaths to the chest, double the tempo. Stay relaxed. We are almost there. And with the last exhale, fully exhale and hold for 1 minute. And for the inhale and hold for 10 seconds. And exhale and relax.
Excellent. So good. Who can tell me if you notice the difference? Gracie. Ah, you're such a rascal today. Oh, oh. Who can tell me if you've noticed the difference? Back into the body. Huge difference, right? And that took us 5 minutes. 5 minutes, my darlings. And that's the part of our Jedi alchemist training right now on the planet, is to know the breath is the fastest resource, your go-to therapist. So then I want to offer you a tool. So close your eyes with me. Make sure that your legs are uncrossed, that your feet are on the ground. Straighten your spine. Close your eyes and imagine like a mirror. 0 to 100. Ask your being from 0 to 100, how grounded are you now? Before we do any energy work, is how grounded. See the first number that shows to you. Good. Anybody's open to sharing? When I first did this just a couple of days ago, my number was like 30. Majority of my being was in different dimensions except this one. 25%. That's before we do energy work, right? 50%. So we want all our energy in the body so we could navigate our physical dimension with grace and with confidence. Oh, nice, Lauren, 82%, 75. Okay, awesome. Carrie already ahead of the class. Those kiwis, they're ahead of the class. All right. Amazing. 80% in red. Nice, nice. All right. So now you have this tool. You can check in with yourself, right? When you need to assess how grounded you really are. Hey, Katarina, good to see you. That raised 7 out of 10. Okay, perfect. I also like to hold any kind of a dark crystals. Like this is granite. This is a magical crystal that a friend of mine gifted me. So either a granite or hematite, or any kind of a tool when you feel like you need to be back into the body, right? Really, really cool. All right, so let's go and experience energy work together, raise the vibration. It's a channeled experience, means I don't know what's going to happen, but I always trust what happens, right? The guides will come through, we'll invite benevolent guides, we'll open the healing space, we'll put protection and grounding around all of us, and we'll work on the root chakra. We'll work on that sense of trust in life, trust in yourself, trust in the now, trust in the future. And yeah, let's start there. Let's do this process together. And I love doing this work because while I'm holding space, I'm doing the same work on myself. So it's always such a benefit and a gift. So, darlings, let's see. What I'm receiving, we're also going to clear distortions, these energetic distortions from the root chakra. Yeah, the fear of your own, fear of your own magic, fear of your own power, security, fear that you're not going to be provided for, of course, fear of lack. So those lack distortions need to be cleared on the energetic level consistently as a collective is going through its liberation from these energies. So let's start entering the fourth dimension. And the way we do it, I'm going to close my video so it's not distracting. I invite you to make sure that your feet are planted on the ground. planted on the ground, straighten your spine. And we're going to start the work with putting the circle of power and protection. So with your inner eye, create a golden circle around you. This is your magical circle of protection and power, protection and power, protection and power. And you make it wide enough with your imagination that it becomes a sphere filled with white angelic light. So bring this luminous white light, white angelic light begins to surround you. For some reason, I see feathers, angelic feathers everywhere. Maybe it's somebody's working with feathers, with bird medicine. We'll welcome that in. And dedicate this time for your energy, your vibration to be lifted, for your mind and your soul and your emotions to be recalibrated to the next level of coherence, alignment, your true knowing. So focus on the very end of your spine, that, that part of your body. Breathe light to it, move energy there. Appreciate your body, that you have a body. You are alive, you have a body. Can we just all take a moment to appreciate this gift? That you have a body and you're healthy enough to be here. And at the same time, as so many people are leaving the planet, you still have tasks to complete. That's why you're still here. You still have experiences to gather. You still have joy to share with others. So let's just take a moment to really appreciate the gift of life. Moving the energy into your hips. Appreciate your hips. Send love to your hips. And begin to drop the grounding cord, whatever way you work with it. I like to see the burgundy color grounding cord moving down, down, down through the ground, making contact with Pachamama, our mother. And she's always connected with us. She's just so happy we take the time to remember that connection. And we are opening this connection with reverence. We're remembering we're contacting the most ancient consciousness, Gaia consciousness. So let's pay respect, like we're talking to an elder. Mother Gaia, thank you for receiving us. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for letting us walk on your back. Thank you, Great Mother, for your patience with us. You're so patient with us humans. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving us through this transition. Thank you for loving us through the darkness, through the light, through confusion, through clarity. We come with humility. We come with reverence. We come with presence. And with your imagination, see a portal opening. This dimensional portal opening, and the Mother Gaia is receiving you, receiving your prayer, receiving your heart, receiving your devotion. And move that grounding cord until it connects to the very heart of Gaia, from your heart to your heart to her heart. Feel and celebrate the connection that you are in direct communication with the most powerful being, the planet itself, the most ancient being. Floating in space. And now we're going to practice this Andean Peruvian healing method we are going to make offerings. Now, offerings are energetic. So let's gather that fear, whatever fear that you have in your life, and we all have some, right? Find that fear, gather it in scoops, gather it in buckets, scan your energy, gather that fear, put it in a bag, put it in a bucket, begin to offer it to Pachamama. Great Mother, this fear is weighing down on our souls. We offer this fear to you to transmute it into love. And what I'm seeing, this very sticky energy, it's like this dark, gooey energy. And it's the fear of separation, fear that we are not, there is no divine order. There is just chaos is ever increasing. So let's collect that and anxiety, this collective anxiety, this gooey energy, put it in the bag, in the bucket, move it down. We're doing this together so our field of healing is amplified. Visualize this discharging from your body, from your energy field. Next, we're going to work on beliefs, energetic imprints of lack, right? Lack of resources, lack of harmony, lack of opportunities, all this fear of lack. I wish we could heal it all in one session. Wouldn't that be lovely? We got to keep coming back and raise our energy and transform it and heal it into love over and over and over. Become clear channel. I am seeing this kind of like yellow greenish sickly energy moving down. That's, to me, that's what lack represents. Energy of untruth, distortion, energy of fear-based matrix. And imagine Pachamama opens up this kind of like a vacuum, and she moves this energy out of us. And we're going to also work on abandonment. So many of us were not well nurtured by our mothers when we were little. That created a wound, distortions, how we see life, because mother is our first love and our first life. So when we go through times of energetic intensity, abandonment wound comes up. Feel frightened, uncertain. And the image I'm receiving is being left out in the cold. I see this image of a tiny little infant just laying outside on stone steps in the cold. Doesn't that doesn't that feel like when you go through deep uncertainty and insecurities in your life, you feel like you are being left alone on the cold? Nobody cares. You're all alone. So let's clear that energy. It's collective. It's not just yours. You're not the only one. Breathe into it, feel it. Allow Pachamama to clear it out so you have space for your soul to incarnate. And the blocks in the root chakra, that's what creates an anxiety. An anxiety starts right there. So we're clearing, we're becoming more settled in the body, allowing, transforming, remembering our sense of worthiness. We are held, we are loved. We are so resilient, stronger together. Mm. Whew. Beautiful, beautiful, darlings. Hold the circle of healing for yourself, for others, whether you feel deep things right now, feel very little things, it's all good. Be a part of the healing circle that is happening right now for all of us, for the planet. Now we are going to set an intention for the full recalibration and clearing of your root chakra to run in alignment with your highest good. And then your higher self monitors this process. So come back with your attention to your heart chakra. It's focusing on the heart, and let's practice energy alchemy, the raising vibration. And I invite you to think about the gift of life, profound gift of awakening that you chose this lifetime. This lifetime is so special for you. You came to remember yourself and to finish something that you've started in your parallel lifetimes. You came to grow, to love, to experience, to dance, to be your magical self. And the gift of life. No, you came to alchemize duality. You came to work together with duality while remembering divinity and oneness. You came to open up your gifts. You came to remember that you can raise your vibration to the point that your presence heals. You came to remember that prosperity is effortless when you're authentically yourself. You're always guided. Feel it in your heart and think about one person who had made a huge difference in your life. Bring up their name, their face. Could be your grandparent, your partner, your spiritual teacher, an elder. Think about this person and look at them and let your heart open in gratitude with the impact that they've made on your heart and on your soul. You notice the warmth in your body. Your temperature is raising. Your energy is raising. Your frequency is rising. And if emotion comes up, allow yourself to feel this gratitude that you are so loved that you have met this person who touched you so deeply and reminded you who you are. And now think about somebody in your life for whom you were that person. Maybe a relative, maybe your child, maybe your client or a student. Think about that testimonial that you forgot that you even had. Somebody said really beautiful things about the impact that you had on their life. Allow yourself to relive this. Remembering your work, remembering your contribution, remembering your impact. Allow yourself to really feel that. It's not insignificant. It's deeply meaningful. Remember the last time somebody complimented you on your energy, on your smile, on your kindness. Can you relive that? Notice how your energy is rising. Or you're shifting into fifth dimension, into a field of possibilities, beauty, aliveness. Whew. Amazing, amazing. Well done. All right, so let's do our frequency turnometer again from 1 to 100. Where's your vibration right now? Just notice what comes up. Maybe you see it in numbers or in colors or in images. It's all good. Mm. Take a deep breath in. We're gonna wrap this energy alchemy session by giving thanks to the guides who are holding space, giving thanks to your body, giving thanks to Pachamama. She was our main guide. Giving thanks to this elder Gaia consciousness who is so kind and benevolent. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks, and strengthen your circle of power one more time. Circle of protection, and give a command that this circle of protection is going to be anchored until the end of this day. And in the morning, you can change that. So you can close your eyes. I mean, open your eyes. How was that for you? Oh, that's how we practice energy alchemy, my darlings. Mhm. Beautiful, right? Yeah, we're stronger together. We're stronger together, darlings. And we are weaker when we struggle in silence. We're weaker when we feel we're the only one who is being stretched in every direction. And the stretching happens, and then the grace comes. Mhm. And then the grace comes. So you do this practice now that you're in the optimal space to create, to manifest. Now you're in the optimal space to really move forward, right? And I wanted to show you 10 qualities of true healing, because right now you receive the healing, you created the healing, and you received the healing. And here in the West, we misunderstand what healing is, right? And healing, one of my favorite descriptions, healing is touching the divine and feeling the transcendental space of the heart and feeling soft in the spaces where we became rigid, and opened in the spaces where we became closed. That's healing. Healing is feeling interconnectedness of all. Healing is remembering your magic again. I see there is such a demand for healers to rise and share their gifts, but oftentimes we don't know how to explain our magic. We don't know how to explain what we do, right? You're like, I do this, you feel better. I don't know how to explain what I do. So I am on a mission. One of my mission is to empower more people to understand how healing works. How do we shift dimensional dials? and how we speak about our energy work with nobility, with magic. We redefine healing, right? So, darlings, couple of invitations for those of you who are looking to expand into service in a new way, because exactly 11 years ago, I did my very first group energy healing, just like this. And I had 5 people on the call, and I was trembling. I did not, was new. You're always scared when you do something new. But I remember opening the Zoom and just fumbling through my words and then stepping into the ritual space and remembering it from many, many lifetimes ago. Like, I've done this before. And that's how I stepped into energy work and healing work and ritual space. And I remember feeling so at home and like I tapped into a unique kind of magic. And the guides came through and started showing me, oh, this image and this image and this image, right? And through experience, I started trusting the process more and more and more and more and more. And then I got fascinated by training in different modalities. How do you actually learn the process, do the thing? How do you raise the vibration, heal the emotions, shift into flow? So, and years later, now I have my own modality called Frequency Shift Teachers Training. And I'm about to lead a next round, next cohort. So, for those of you who are looking to get more organized training of this approach, so you can host circles like this and feel the joy of service and the impact, and also have a revenue source for it, right? Even if you charge $100 per session and get 10 people, that's $1,000, right? I was going to charge $97 for this session, but then my guide said, just do it for free. So Satya just graduated with this training. And as a teacher, you have all the content, you have all my materials, everything. You can even teach word by word if you want. So the doors are open and you can join today and start going through pre-recorded trainings. And then certification weekend is on February 22nd. So I just want to show you where you can find it. And if this is for you, would love to have you as a part of next cohort. And then I'm also have another program called Sovereign Mind Teachers Training. So I'm teaching 2 curriculums. And if I can if I can play this part, boom, such as, yeah, I love it. If I can play this part in your life, that would be amazing, right? So I'll share this with you. It is teachers training. And then of course, once I open the program, the way that I promote, I share everything on my social media and my email list. So if I can be of service to you, empower you to teach these kind of experiences, gather people, because we will need this kind of work. When people go through a process of death and rebirth and questioning their sanity, they need to be grounded. We just did the root chakra. Imagine going through sacral, sensuality, eros. Then we have the confidence, moving the power blocks. And yeah, so just wanted to open that up and to have this quick invitation for those of you who would like to have that experience. And also, if you, for those of you who would like to have in-person training, I'm weaving something together. I'm weaving something in-person experience of a healing arts retreat where we dive into ancient Egyptian healing, hands-on healing, shamanic healing, and it's never been done before. It's a new offering. So just reach out to me through a private message or email me. And if I have enough interest, we'll gather together end of March and end of May. And just imagine doing this all in person. Would be cool, right? So, my dear ones, if anybody has a question, um, I would be happy to stay with you and to answer any questions that you have related to what we've covered. To summarize, the big teaching that I received from my guides is that our sensitivity is a key to us being healers on the planet. Second, we open our antennas, we receive a lot more information. And if we're not grounded, it becomes a static noise. We will just become confused. So, grounding is how you arrive to that clear state of inner being. You ground, you clear your root chakra, connect to your heart, breath work, meditation, love making, love making. Did I say love making? Yes. Third time. Something about this erotic energy grounds us back into the body. So, self love, if you have a partner, get juicy in the bedroom. It's going to ground you in the body, clear the mental fog and confusion. And if anybody is ready for erotic erotic activation class, let me know. There is some kind of a eros transmission that wants to come through. I hear eros and wisdom, and I was like, okay, I'm going to teach about eros, but something about this energy of kundalini that needs to be awakened, right? Carrie says, I even have a graphic already created. So something about that eros, right? Like, oh, eros is here for us and with us. We got to ground that energy, my loves. You know, I was a solo priestess for many years, but I had a very orgasmic life, right? Without a partner, having the most orgasmic experience. And then the partner comes in. Wow, let's go to a whole new dimension of clarity, support, divine downloads. Amazing. So if there's enough interest, we'll bring that. And so I would say lovemaking, then really grounding foods. I've been eating a lot of soup, just some grounded food. This is not the time to eat very spacey foods. You want to be fully present on the planet. And you know, one of my ways to ground is service. When you step in service to others, when you just share your gifts and your magic, you immediately raise your vibration, right? So service raises your vibration automatically. And this is why I keep doing the webinars. Yes, I'll always make an invitation for you to come and study with me deeper. But the bigger context is always service, right? Because it raises my vibration and it reminds us that we are together in this. And it's exciting times. And remember the law of vibration, Hermetic law, everything is vibration. So now that we changed the vibration, we changed the timeline. We changed what options are you able to see in your reality? What opportunities you're able to be a match? So just in the 24 hours, I manifested $10,000 like this by doing energy alchemy. And then beside that, a client of mine who gave me a full permission to share this as a testimonial, she received the spiritual healing through goddess experience, and she manifested a multi-dollar deal, not out of thin air, by receiving clarity to see which option was the go for her. So that's what energy vibration does, energy raising. A lot of times we don't see our own abundance that is everywhere because there's so much confusion. We do energy work. I know I need to go here. I know I need to go here. I need to make that offer. Boom, right? So I'm sharing with you because it's just such a practical experience. And also know that by the law of vibration, everything you experience is never static. You go through experience, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just like under the grip of lack and I'm worrying. And when you worry, you're not manifesting abundance. Worry is like you're pushing away abundance. And you know this, right? But how do you change the vibration? You're on the 3D worry station by going to the fourth dimension, ritual, breath work, magic. Now you're okay, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Whew, fifth dimension. I am a magical unicorn being. I know how to attract abundance. I know how to open my gateways. Oh, I've been here before. Here I am, right? And if anybody needs some support more in this, I invite you to go through my spiritual rainmaker program. That one is just so amazing to raise that abundance level. And if you already have it, go through it again. You'll hear it in a new way. I've been receiving notifications through emails that some of my older students going through their older programs right now. I'm like, okay, people are leaning in on the resources. So if you have a ton of programs that you already have with me, go through them. You know, when you learn, you raise your vibration. You've been reminded who you are, your perspectives, right? And it's when we are disconnected and confused and feeling vulnerable, we need that knowledge and wisdom and energy and input. And cacao. Such a good life. We're here. Sati is already starting 15 people. Amazing. Just started frequency shift. Oh my goodness. So, my darlings, yay. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So, if you would like to take my entire methodology, because I'm a prolific creator, I keep downloading curriculums, but this is how I can make sure that these babies of mine go to other people's communities. I decided, last year, I was like, it's time to train teachers. So, what I do differently in my teachers' trainings, I give you everything. You take the entire methodology, entire content, just read the slides and teach. That's it. So when I was looking for developing my own energy skills, I would be just dreaming to have an opportunity like this. The teacher would say, just take my entire thing and teach it as yours, right? So that's what happens in the teacher's training. You take entire methodology, all the tools, and plug it into your business and create new revenue for yourself. Because what I'm also tracking, we all get to become more resourceful financially. And so many skills that we have, we don't know how to monetize. And I'm here to take a stand for all of us that if you have knowledge, if you have experience, if you have mystical wisdom, it's your sacred duty to monetize it. It's your job to monetize it, to find the way to monetize it. So I even created a little reel, that I am going to monetize absolutely everything that's in this head. And that means how to activate your womb, how to market your genius. It's because I see it as my duty. And lately, since those of you here with me here, lately, darlings, I took a long while in my book. I took a few months of not teaching anything business. There is a reason why. I needed to pull away and to gain objectivity because I kept feeling I'm receiving new earth business codes, but I needed to disengage from this old way of doing business. And I went into healing and mysticism and just not wanting to do anything business. And just recently, in the last few days, I like new geometry dropped in. And I said, okay, now I'm seeing that part of my calling is to bring divine feminine business and divine feminine magic and this shamanic way approach business. And it starts with igniting you into this new way of being, that if you have knowledge, wisdom, energy, it's your job to learn to monetize it and to really believe that it's valuable and other people can pay you for it, right? And the how, I can teach you the how, but it starts with that belief and that decision. Yes, it's my time, right? So that's what's unfolding. And it was so cool to be with you, darlings. I am going to send this recording to everybody who is on my email list. So if you're not on my email list, I'm going to send you Ignite Your Morning. Ignite. This is how to sign up for my email list. Through this Ignite Your Morning. And yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. You will receive the recording if you are on my email list. And if not, please join through that one. Take this energy, this uplift, this upgrade, and do something inspiring with it. Take the next step, wherever your inner wisdom guides you to do. And you know, right? Like, what do I want to do with this vibration? What do I want to do? Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I love you. Be blessed. Until I see you in the galactic interwebs. Thank you. Bye-bye.